If you want to know how to write Facebook ads that convert, we're starting right now.
If you want to transform your website into a customer or lead generation machine, I'll show you all my best tips, tactics, and secrets to get there fast. Let's dive in.
Hey there, I'm Wes McDowell, web strategist for The Deep End, and if you're not subscribed to the channel yet, just go ahead and click on the subscribe button and the little bell icon next to it so you never miss another video you need to succeed online. So I've done a few videos now on the topic of Facebook ads, and almost every time I make one live, I get one or two comments from people saying, Facebook ads don't work for me, they don't work anymore. Here's the thing, Facebook ads do work and they can work, but there's a catch, which is you have to do them right. One big piece of the puzzle is getting your targeting dialed in right, meaning you're showing your ad to the exact right people. The other piece is creating a really killer ad, and by that I mean the image and the text that make the ad up. And when you've got both of those just right, you can really do some damage with the right Facebook ad. So in this video, I'm going to show you all my best tips and tricks to writing a Facebook ad like that really connects with people and gets them to convert or click through to your website. And because I know it helps, I'm going to show you 3 solid examples so that you can actually kind of see these principles in action. But before we get to the writing tips and the examples, I do want to mention there are a few cases where Facebook ads generally work the best. And the first is for lead generation. So what that is, you're not really advertising your product, you're advertising a lead magnet that people they give over their email address for that lead magnet, and now they're on your email list. So that's case one. The next great way to use a Facebook ad is for remarketing. So basically putting an advertisement in front of somebody who's already interacted with you or your website. And the third is advertising an actual offer. So not just advertising, here's our business, here's what we do, but you're putting an actual offer in front of them. And this works really well, especially for local businesses. Like if you're a pizza restaurant, you might advertise your Tuesday night only 2-for-1 special. What it doesn't work so great for is just overall kind of brand recognition or just letting people know about your business and who you are. That can work, but it's not cheap. You know, people need to see an ad like that many times before they'll take action. So it's generally not recommended for most small businesses out there. So there are a few basic rules that you want to keep in mind when you're writing your ad in order to make it as irresistible as possible to your potential customers. And the first thing is this, and this is very important, okay? So people rarely buy products or services just to, collect products and services. They buy them because of the transformation they're promising or the problem they're solving. So think of Starbucks. Okay, if people just wanted coffee, they could get it cheaper just about anywhere, and arguably people tell me that Dunkin' Donuts has even better coffee than Starbucks. People go to Starbucks because of the way it makes them feel about themselves, right? They're basically buying their way into feeling sophisticated. And I live in Chicago, and right now we're coming off of winter, and Canada Goose jackets and coats are huge right here, right now. I see people wearing them who probably have no business buying a $1,000 coat, but they buy them because of the transformation they feel. And speaking of winter, you can probably hear my radiators kicking on right now. It's an old building, sorry about that. But so basically they buy these Canada Goose jackets that are really expensive because of that transformation that the company's promising them and the way they feel when they wear it. And I know this because even when they get to where they're going, they kind of leave the jacket on. They don't want to take it off. They're not buying it just for the warmth. There's many other coats that are a fraction of the cost that are just as warm. They're not buying it for the 3-layer waterproof fabric. They're buying it for that feeling. If you're selling extermination services, people are not paying for a guy to come in their house and spray chemicals around. They're paying for the peace of mind of knowing that their home is infestation free. So always focus and lead with the transformation you're promising or the problem you're solving. Next, you want to use some kind of social proof. So people are naturally distrustful of ads. On Facebook, especially if they see an ad, they tend to keep scrolling. So anytime you can use basically a former customer or a current customer saying good things about your business, that's going to go over well. That can either be a written testimonial or a photo of them or a video talking about the experience they had with you. Anytime you can use anything like that, go for it. All right, next, use scarcity and deadlines whenever possible. So people are motivated by that FOMO, the fear of missing out. So anytime you can let them know that this isn't going to last forever, you kind of have to act now, that's going to work really well. Because if people know they can get what you're selling all day, every day, maybe they're interested, but they're going to put it off. Next, before you start writing, it's really helpful to know the psychology of the way someone takes in an ad on Facebook. So the first thing people notice, think about what you're doing on Facebook, you're scrolling through the feed, the image is the first thing that people notice and makes them either stop scrolling or keep going. So if you're successful in making them stop scrolling, the next thing they look at is the headline to see if what you're talking about is actually relevant to them. If it is, and only if it is, are they going to go back up and then read the body copy of the ad. All right, so now let's jump over to the computer to take a look at 3 different ads done right.
Okay, so I've got 3 examples here to show you, and remember how I talked about these falling into 3 categories of ads that work really well? Well, that is what we're going to talk about today. So this first ad is that lead generation ad. So I've just made a mock-up of basically what I would do for a Facebook ad for my own lead magnet that I currently promote on my website. So it's a guide about how to guarantee website ROI. So let's start right down here at the bottom of the ad, because remember, as I said, people see the photo or the image, and then they look at the headline to see if it's relevant. So they're not really looking at the top text just yet. So this is a good place to start. So basically, and we're not going to go too much into choosing the photos because this video is more about writing the ad that converts. So, but I will say briefly, I was able to find this photo, and I was looking for, a picture of somebody with a computer. And also I was looking for yellow because yellow has been kind of proven to get more attention on Facebook than just about any other color. I guess something about it standing out against the Facebook blue. So I thought this image was pretty good. So if that were to stop someone from scrolling, now they're going to check out the headline, which says how your website can increase ROI. So this brings me to another thing right here, which is the use of emojis, okay? This may seem cheesy, this may seem off-brand for your company, especially if you're presenting a more kind of professional face to the world. However, I will tell you that emojis do get more attention and they make your text come alive a little bit more than if you just use text alone. But basically, I'm using this headline to just be crystal clear about what exactly they're going to learn. Because there's not an unlimited amount of characters you can use here. You have to be pretty conservative with the amount of words you use, otherwise you risk it being cut off. So I wanted to keep it nice and short, and that emoji really helped things too. So basically, how your website can increase ROI. And then what I like to do is take this little descriptive text right underneath the headline and give a little bit more clarity. So here's where I would say this free video series reveals my step-by-step system. I would love to say all that in the headline. There's just not enough room to. So now let's take a look at the body text of the ad itself. One of my favorite ways to start in the ad, the body copy, is to start it with a question. This can be a question I'm asking of my customer, or in this case, it's starting with a question that my customer is asking themselves. The average business owner is wondering this kind of thing. Can a website really bring in new customers? And I'm answering that for them a 100% yes. And notice how definitive that answer is, right? I'm not using wishy-washy language like, well, that depends. In the right circumstances, it can. I'm just saying, yes, it can. And then it goes on to say the video series will show you exactly how it's done. And then what follows underneath this is basically capitalizing on the idea of curiosity. So take a look at these bullet points. So what I'm doing here is basically listing all the different things they're going to learn inside the video series, but I'm not giving everything away. I could, if I wanted to write really long copy, I could say what the 3-step formula is. I could say what the 2 magic questions are. I could say what the most important but most commonly mishandled element on any web page is. I'm basically giving people just a glimpse of what they're going to learn and giving them just enough information. These basically trigger questions in the brain of whoever's looking at this ad, right? They look at these bullet points and now they're questioning, okay, what are those 2 magic questions? I have to know that. What is the secret weapon content type? I really want to know that too. Okay, and here we have our next example, which falls under the remarketing or retargeting category. So in this case, in this ad, so let's say that somebody has gone to the website of Exquisite Events Dallas, they've checked it out, and now what we want to do is follow up with an ad that either gives social proof, in this case, like a testimonial like we've done here, or with some kind of objection busting content. But I do love using social proof, and this is a great way to do it. So basically what I've done here with so basically this image would be, that would be a real photo of a real wedding. That's another kind of image that works really well, is something that doesn't look like it's a professionally slick photo. And now for the headline, I decided to use social proof. So basically what I did, there's all kinds of websites, just Google in web emojis and you can copy and paste them. So I just copied and pasted 5 stars and then a quote from a couple that's really going to move the needle for someone. So think about the person getting married and they're thinking about decorating their venue. What are they really looking for? They're looking for a night that they've always wanted, but they're also looking to impress their friends with it as well, right? That's just kind of how human beings are wired. So to say the compliments were nonstop really feeds into that. And then the description underneath that says a little bit more clarity, a little more context, letting people know exactly what it is we do, which is we'll transform your wedding venue into what you've always dreamed of. Remember that word transform, that's really big. You definitely want to always focus on that transformation that you are giving your customer. So let's go back up to the top. And now with the body copy, again, I'm leading with a question. Ever been to a wedding that was just meh? Now, almost everyone that reads this is probably going to think, yes, I have, and I don't want that for my wedding, right? So what we're doing here is we've painted a problem. We've basically brought up the problem they're feeling, and now what's underneath that, we're going to kind of twist the knife a little bit and make them really visualize how big a problem this could be. Emphasizing beige walls, industrial chairs, uninspired lighting can make your big day feel less special. But then we're giving them a way out, right? We're giving them the solution, which is our custom lighting, drapery, and decor that's going to bring out the best in your venue so you can make your special night one you and your guests will never forget. And that's a pretty good ad right there. And then I've added a few emojis to really make it come alive more. And I've done one more thing here, which is capitalize on that scarcity tactic. So basically what I'm doing is I'm putting that question in their brain here, want to see if your date is available. What that does is it makes people think, oh wait, I better act on this quickly because they may get busy, they may fill up. And I do like to add a little text link within the body copy of the ad as well. You've got the button at the bottom that says learn more or subscribe or whatever that is. But I do like to add the text link as an extra thing that people can click on. All right, next we've got the offer style ads. So this is one where basically you're not just advertising your business in general, you are advertising an offer or a special or a discount, a deal of some kind that preferably has a little bit of scarcity or a deadline behind it. So in other words, it's not an evergreen offer, it's one that you are running for a limited time only. So first I chose this photo because it's really kind of striking with that color, and I think it would do a good job of stopping the person from scrolling. And then with the headline, I basically give a benefit, which is skip the car wash, 20% off this week only. So, and then underneath that, I explain we're a mobile car wash, so you can get your car washed while you work, lounge, or sleep. So that's another benefit. And notice how in the headline, I called out specifically that it's this week only. So then back up to the top to the body text, I start by saying you're busy, right? Who has time to sit around at the car wash? If you've been to that car wash before where you have to sit down for about an hour while they wash it and detail it, that really is a time suck. So we're basically calling that problem out so that anybody who recognizes that problem and has felt that before, now they're sitting forward and they're interested. Then, because I think a lot of people might have questions about exactly how that works, I've taken a little time to describe the process a little bit, that we'll arrive at your home or office, do it, and then you walk out to a sparkling clean, feels like new ride. And I've added those emojis around sparkling just to give it a little bit of extra in the visual department. And it really just makes it kind of come alive a little bit more. And then I reiterate that 20% off deal. This that's only this week, and then I give a link for them to claim that offer. So there you have it. Those are 3 different ads in 3 different categories that really check all the boxes and are very likely to hit home with the target market as long as you get that targeting dialed in right and give them good, solid reasons why they would want to take you up on your offer.
All right, but now I want to hear from you, and I want to know, based on these principles, which kind of ad can you make for your business? Either lead gen, retargeting, or an offer. Leave it in the comments below and I will read through everything. And if you're not subscribed to the channel yet, go ahead and click on the circle icon right here to subscribe. And we do not have to stop now. I've got a bunch of other videos, many of which about Facebook ads. So go ahead and pick out a video right here and we can continue learning together. All right, I'm Wes McDowell for The Deep End, and I'll see you in our next video.